Hey, 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 beautiful heart. What's vibing today? Dr. Danae, the Awakening Doctor, here to check in on today's energy. Guys, we are still under big energy. Few planets in retrograde that are hitting hard for many people. We're coming up on a very powerful full moon. So if you're feeling tense, agitated, and just want to tell people off, you're not alone. The advice, you know what I'm going to tell you? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Why? Because what we put out comes right back. These are old habits. All of this retrograde energy, big energy, is bringing a lot of this stuff to the surface. This is your divine opportunity to make that choice. We've been talking about this for the past couple of months. So right now we're really in this heightened time of really putting into action new choices. 2023, that I don't do that. I stopped doing the new year, new me a long time ago. It's just too cliche, but I mean, no diss to anybody. If that's where you're at, if that works for you, by all means, do that. I did that for years. Just, I don't do that now. Now I don't really talk about it. I just start moving different. So all this energy that is making you feel these different ways. There's a lot of energy right now. Altered ego is kicked up for many, and it's attention seeking. It is wanting to get attention any way it can. It could be swinging from one end of the spectrum to the other. That's just what altered ego does. No need to put a label on it. So be aware of that. Be aware of that within yourself as well as with others trying to get your attention or get you to engage in lower vibration, altered ego things. Let your yes be yes, your no be no. If you don't resonate with something, that's okay. You don't have to. 2023 is no longer. This is not a year that is about pleasing other people, shutting ourselves down so others can feel comfortable. No, ma'am. No, sir. It is not. This is about being your authentic self, having your boundaries for yourself and honoring those boundaries. If it's not love-filled, doesn't bring happiness or joy to you, say no. No more energy of saying yes so you don't upset somebody else or hurt their feelings, blah, blah. Just stop. Whose life are you living? Yours or theirs? No sugarcoating. Not that I ever really do, but yeah. So there's some big energy going on right now. The goal is do not engage. Do not react. This narcissistic energy is at play. There is a big purpose for that. And I'm not just calling it out in individuals. Globally, there is a narcissistic energy going on. So rise above, be aware. You don't have to get into the arguments. You don't have to get into the chaos. You don't need to buy a ticket to the chaos train. If you're still coming from that place, well, I need to explain myself. I need to tell them I'm right. Or I need to tell them they're wrong, blah, blah. Guess what? You're 100% an altered ego. And that will come back on you. This energy is to draw you back to yourself so you can gain that practice in self-responsibility and not project out or take on projected energy. So that's what a lot of this rub and uncomfortability is. So let's jump in. Number 45, integrity is your biggest gift. Here's the thing. Altered ego does not like integrity. It likes false integrity. It will, and what is false integrity from altered ego? It's this energy of piousness, of haughtiness, of, well, I've done this amount of work, or I know better than you. That type of energy. It's also a very gaslighting energy, saying that, oh, I am in integrity, or this is in alignment with my truth and integrity. But then you feel like you have to explain yourself or justify it. Honey, that's not integrity. That's altered ego gaslighting you. Integrity is something, when it's pure and authentic, it needs no explanation. There are people who are on your path, who have been on your path, who will try to be on your path, that are committed to misunderstanding you. Know the difference. If you're around people and you always have to explain yourself or feel like you need to explain yourself, or they're always misunderstanding you or trying to dictate to you, got to make a choice. All right, number 50, you are born to be a leader. This came out the last collective reading I used this deck with. So here we go. Trigger warning part 2. To be a leader, to be a heartfelt, impactful leader. It's not about social media. It's not about your persona. It's not about your material stuff. It's not about what you have, how much you make. It goes back to integrity. It goes back to leading from the heart, being a leader that helps other people feel like somebody. It's about you help other people succeed, your success is inevitable. You cannot be a heartfelt, powerful leader if you're always in competition or judgment. This is about really spending time with yourself, understanding, getting to know yourself, and leading by example. This type of leader and leadership isn't about getting all the degrees, getting all the education, applying, and having somebody say, oh yes, you are worthy to be a leader. That's all matrix bullshit. This is an energy that comes from within you. This wants to be birthed. It cannot be birthed while you're still in that duality energy with altered ego. You cannot be a heartfelt, successful leader that's lasting, that has lasting impact, if you're always in, 1, competition, but 2, come from a place of judgment. Let other people be who they're going to be. Let them do what they're going to do. It's not your business. Many people are so busy minding other people's business, cruising around social media, watching people's stuff, and then getting into stories in their head or judgments about it. Is that really the best use of your time for you to heal and rise up? I think not. How much time do you spend scrolling through social media, trying to pump yourself up or what have you, but yet you find yourself getting frustrated in judgment, feeling crappy about yourself and your life, versus the opposite effect that you intended? Be careful. Those are just habits from altered ego that are there so you can make a different choice and say, you know what? I have that opportunity to use this energy in a better way for myself. I'm probably going to tick some people off with what I'm going to say. Hey, maybe that's what you need. A nice loving kick in the butt. Again, not calling out anyone specific, really calling out reflecting on when I went through this. Because I went through this on that spiral on my way up. going through social media. Oh, I want to be like this person, or look what they're doing. Oh, maybe I could do it that way, you know, whatever. But then finding myself losing my confidence, holding back, or whatever. When I made that choice to go, you know what? I don't care what anybody else is doing. I'm not even going to be looking anymore. And this goes back to when we're trying to pump ourselves up. So again, take this in context, depending on where you're at in your evolution. Some of you may need to be in that area where you're looking at this, because there is positives in this, because it helps show you what you don't want to do or where you need to improve. But for others, are you stuck in that cycle? This energy 2023 is about pulling into yourself, looking at your own life, your spirituality, your healing, your traumas, all of those things, to live the life that you want to live. It's you with you. It's not looking outside of you. It's not grabbing all the affirmations and posting them and even repeating them. Because here's the thing. We do this. Altered ego loves for us to gaslight ourselves, grab all the affirmations, post them. Yes, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing. But it's surface level. You haven't actualized it. So you can know it intellectually, surface level, and never actually have it actualize in your heart and your feelings. Don't beat yourself up. This is a process. But if that hits you and you're like, oh my God, that's where I'm at. I keep saying these, but nothing's really happening. It's because you could spit it out and say it, but then you got to do the work it takes to take that affirmation and make it real in your life. Sometimes that takes a while. Don't give up. Keep at it. Keep at it until it becomes real to you. But what I'm saying is, notice the difference. Are you posting those affirmations or saying them, but subconsciously that internal dialogue is filled with doubt? Oh yeah, I'm posting that, but oh yeah, when's it going to be true in my life? Blah, blah, blah. Boom, right there. That's your neon sign. Oh crap, I'm gaslighting myself. I'm putting this out, or I'm doing this, but then immediately I'm in my head like this. All right. Number 36, heal your oppression wound. Very interesting. Yeah, a lot of this energy I was just describing comes from that oppression wound. What is the oppression wound? Go ahead and just look at this card. This is a programming. This is energy that we pick up throughout our lives, especially in childhood. We want to do something, and then somebody, some other energy, no judgment, oppresses us. We can't do this for that reason, or you're too much, or you're too loud, blah, blah, blah. It could be a host of different things. So working through this oppression wound, how I was talking about all that energy over there, and affirmations and gaslighting, again, this is a process, but the process is meant to be that you grow and evolve, that you don't stay doing that. So if you recognize that's what you're doing, keep listening, because here's the thing. You recognize it and acknowledge it. Now you can change it. You can't change anything you won't confront. So for those of you that hit home and you're like, oh my God, yeah, that's me. Now what do I do? Here we go. Number 35, taking back your power. This is what you do. You're on the journey to take back your power. With number 10, manifestation. You guys, if you saw the reading the other day, where I talked about the haterade, and there's somebody, whether it's you or somebody attached to your energy somehow, some way, you may not even know them, but they're throwing out the haterade, or you're throwing out the haterade in judgment, guilt, condemnation, blame, and shame. You're going to manifest that more in your life. To manifest what you want, you have to change the way you perceive things. What you think about, you bring about. Taking back your power, the first step in taking back your power is sitting with yourself and recognizing and acknowledging, oh my God, I've been gaslighting myself. I've been doing this. Acknowledgement. Then working on changing your perceptions. You guys hear me talk about all the time. The more you focus on what you don't want and what you don't have, the more of that you're going to bring to yourself. Be on record for what you value, not what you lack. Growing up in the Matrix, we learn to glorify lack for whatever reason. We talk about it, we're all about it, woe is me, I don't have this, I can't do this, blah, blah, blah. That is keeping your attention and valuing your lack. If that's what you value, by all means, keep at it, because you're just going to get more of that. But if you don't value that and you don't want that in your life anymore, stop focusing on it. Focus on what you value. If you value being debt-free, if you value home ownership, whatever you value, it doesn't matter. Focus on that. Make sure you're in alignment with your words and feelings and your thoughts with that. For many of you, this exercise, and it's a daily 24/7 exercise, it's you with you. It's not you with anybody else. For those of you still saying, well, this person's doing this, if this person did this, honey, you're stuck. That right there is a root. It's toxic, and you will keep living out that story. You want to change the story? Get rid of that. Let it go. Those were experiences, and the only reason they're still coming around is because that's what you're thinking on. The universe doesn't decipher. It doesn't sit there and say, oh, you don't want that, let me give you this. No. It goes to work with exactly what you're thinking, feeling, and saying. First you have a thought, then you have a feeling. Thoughts qualify, feelings activate. Yep. Why does the subconscious thoughts and feelings activate or magnetize to you quicker than your new positive thoughts and feelings? Because the old negative ones have more momentum behind them. They have years and years and years of momentum. That is what you're facing. It's not about any physical person. It's about your own beliefs and perceptions and your own history. To break the chains in the link, you have to do something different today. And this is how it starts. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it gets hard. We gaslight ourselves by saying, well, I'm doing this. I've been doing this for a week or a month or a year, but nothing's changed. Right there. Watch your words. Watch your thoughts and feelings. You just sat there, or you just said in that example, your attention's more on it's not working, the lack, how much longer? Well, guess what? You're just adding more time to your sentence. You are the creator of your life. You get a hold of these principles, you make them real to you, and you practice them, your life changes. It's a fact. You've already proven it to yourself. For those of you who have been following me for any amount of time, you've already seen it in certain areas. Some of you bigger than others. It doesn't matter the size, it doesn't matter the time. As you guys know, this is a spiral upwards. You're going to come back around to these different situations just to see, did you learn the lesson? Are you going to focus back on the lack and what you don't have? Are you going to say, oh, hey, I see you, old friend, but we're no longer in a relationship. And friend, I'm meaning the lack mentality, the 5 human habits. You just recognize it, say, oh, I see you. I send you love, but that's not my truth. And then you keep going. It's not that you didn't do the work. It's not that you're broken or, what have you. This is a process, and this is what the process looks like, guys. All right, let's get a couple of angel cards. I've got some exciting announcements that will be coming out. All of my offerings, everything is changing. Super excited. This year there's going to be a lot more offerings and courses and things. Not going to speak about it. Just wait until it comes out. But yes, I do have limited availability on my calendar open right now. You can check that out with the links below. Okay. Number 16, Archangel Jeremiel. Signs, symbols, and synchronicities. They're all around you. Are you paying attention to them? Are you seeing them and recognizing them for what they are? Or are you looking at them and going into doubt? Well, is this really a sign? Is this really this? Is it really that? Or are you seeing the signs and then doubt and fear comes up? And you immediately take it as a negative without seeing the possibilities of the positive. That's what this is saying. Be aware. Number 7, Archea Grace. More flow, less hustle. 2023 is a divine feminine year. Divine feminine energy magnetizes. It is put in the inner work. It does not chase. Guys, if you're still here and take anything out of this reading, take this. You cannot chase and receive at the same time. What you chase will run from you. You have to be. And I talked the other day that being is action. Just being and allowing the flow, not trying to do and make things happen. That is that divine feminine energy, and you magnetize it to you. That's a goal, to get into that energy. All right, beautiful heart. Hope you got something out this. Hope this helped. As always, I am sending you oceans and oceans of love from my heart to yours. Namaste. Bye-bye.